I didn't record any of it. None of the build and all the rest of that stuff. So I motor swapped my 240 in my one car garage and I lost a lot of the footage. So I figured since the car was done and it already has another problem that involves me taking the motor out, I figure I'd do a full breakdown of what's inside of the car before I go ahead and tear everything down. So this is everything that's inside of my 5.3 liter LM7, I think that's what the block is, LM7 240SX. This is everything in it. Okay, for starters, let's start off with the accessories. So I'm using a factory 5.3 liter Saginaw power steering pump and just a regular alternator that I got off of eBay, or I might have got that off of Walmart's website, which is kind of weird. But either way, I'm running a LS1 water pump, basic truck accessories, and I'm tying those together using ICT billets, full kit. They make custom kits, so the only thing that is controlling the tension on this motor is this one eccentric, which is pretty cool. One belt, one eccentric, piece of cake. Keeps it real simple. As far as other things, I made my own catch cam setup using the factory lines that are coming out of the valve covers, going to, I think it's like a $25 catch cam system. That thing right there. And again, another overflow reservoir. I think that was like $30 on Amazon. And you know, there's a couple other things in the engine bay, like oil filter relocation kit. It also has a Canton oil pan for, I think, an F-body or GTO, Camaro, or whatever. Anyways, front sump oil pan, clears the cross member no problem. It has factory KA24 DE or E engine mounts, and then some custom eBay S13 mounts that actually go to the block. So it's just a solid Nissan mount going to a custom motor mount, which saved me a lot of money because I didn't go with the Siki kit and all the rest of the other stuff. It has a full ISR headers and Y pipe going back to, again, the eBay exhaust system, 3-inch all the way out the back, with a truck muffler because I was trying to get it to quiet down because I'm not trying to get a ticket, and it's still loud, so I'm probably gonna get a ticket. As far as the ECU and controller system, wiring, all the rest of that stuff, it's running Phytech 750 Ultimate LS series. I'm using their whole kit. Their kit came with the intake manifold, injectors, wiring harness, and a couple of sensors. All the sensors on the intake manifold are from Phytech. The only sensors that you actually need to make this run is, I think it's just, you need a factory cam position sensor and crank position sensor to make this whole thing run. So it's super simple. Coolant temperature sensor, I think that came in the Phytech kit. And then as far as ignition, just straight up eBay coils, eBay wires, eBay spark plugs, well, AC Delco spark plugs, and the ICT billet. I'm actually using their coil mount kit, which worked out pretty good, and it actually looks pretty cool. And the only thing I had to make as far as the wiring, I made one wire. This is a trigger wire that comes off the factory fuse box. This car does have all the factory wiring. I didn't touch anything. I didn't move anything. The only thing I did, I took out the KA24 wiring harness and I pushed the Phytech wiring system right through where it was at. The computer is going right back in the factory location, It was almost like it was built for it. It's super simple. I did make the wires for the charging system and that cutoff switch. And like I said, just that one trigger wire that's going back to the starter so it turns over. So let's go to the inside. Now, as far as the cooling system on this car, I didn't touch it. I didn't touch a thing. So the motor that was in here before, I was running a KA, just like most people who have a 240 or buy a 240 with, you know, some unknown junk transmission and, you know, that thing. So on the cooling system, I didn't touch anything. Literally, I'm still using the same eBay radiator. It works great. I'm using the eBay fans, and I'm not even using the computer to control the fans. Just still running the straight Michimoto fan controller system. And that's pretty much it. Like, the build is super simple. As far as the rest of the powertrain in this car, I am running the CD009, but it's really a 002 transmission out of a 350Z, using the Collins adapter kit. And I actually ordered Collins drive shaft, so I didn't even like measure anything. Everything in this car is literally just came out of a box and it just went right into this chassis. Super simple build. So as far as suspension, factory suspension, the only thing I did change is I put a set of ISR Pro coilovers on all four corners, front and back, just because the factory coil system on this car, or the factory suspension that was on this car, was completely clapped out. First time I went to go drive it, completely bottomed the whole suspension out. It bounced up, scared me. I drove it back, ripped out all the suspension, found ISR. I'm using the ISR Y pipe, ISR headers, ISR coilovers, or ISR Pro coilovers. So I figured their stuff hasn't broken, it's working, so might as well just keep running it. As far as battery, I'm using a Marine battery, X2 power, and I have a trickle charger kind of bolted to the top of it because I don't drive the car every day. So when I'm not driving it, I just plug it in right there, and that keeps my battery charged. The car doesn't have any voltage drop issues or any problems. I just don't like having a weak battery because the car may sit for like 2 weeks at a time, or possibly more. But I definitely will be driving this car more because I figured out all the little problems, and you guys get to reap all the benefits from that, because I'm just going to tell you everything that was wrong with the car because I already fixed it. Well, I didn't fix the biggest problem yet. So let's go to the inside. So on the inside of this, I completely ripped out all the factory 240 dash, I threw all that stuff in the trash. Well, I kept the cluster because I might need it for some reason. It's not gonna work. But anyways, I rewired all new gauges. So I have a AM wideband that's not hooked up yet. I just gotta install the sensor, but all the wiring is ran down there. I have an oil pressure gauge, tach, boost or vacuum. It's mainly just reading vacuum because the motor was turbocharged with the KA, and coolant temp or water temperature. Then I just have your basic volt gauge and fuel level gauge. And then I have the Phytech, heads up display, and that's usually what I just leave on there, the AFRs and coolant temperature. But it does have all the extra features and stuff on it. Works pretty good. Oh, I guess it's not working right now. Either way, it works. Yeah, it works pretty good. Yeah, so that works. Yeah. Oh, also I am running a GK Tech shifter, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything is still kind of raw. I didn't really tuck all the wiring back in. Kind of just threw the motor in there, see what's gonna happen. Never really used a Phytech, so all that stuff is gonna be, when I get done, the ECU is gonna go back up in there at the factory position, and I gotta mount the fuse block, which I'm probably gonna put that in the glove compartment, and then just hide all the wires. So as far as the fuel system goes, I am running 6 AN lines going all the way up the side of the chassis. They come in here, they go in, goes around, loops back out, and then goes out, and it hits another ISR part, which no shameless plug on this, but I'm using ISR for basically everything on this car. ISR fuel pressure regulator. I have the pressure regulated at like 56 pounds right now. Car starts up and runs great. I haven't had any problems with, well, correction, I did have problems starting the car, but that was another issue, and I'll probably go over that later. Basically, it was a starter. Don't buy eBay starters, especially those ones that are like $100. They don't really work how they're supposed to work. Yeah, buy a cheap starter off of Walmart's website for like $45 like I did, and it works great. But fuel system, that's what I was talking about. So fuel system, 6 AN lines. Fuel pump is a, what kind of fuel pump do I have in here? Some fuel pump that I got for free. Oh, Bosch 044 fuel pump. Has a Micron filter on it, and an eBay fuel cell, and all the fittings, and that's it. So the build is just like super simple. So the problem that I'm having is a problem that I don't know if other people have had it. I'm kind of making this video because it's going to be like an exploratory thing where I have to actually go in, pull the motor. It's easier for me to pull the motor and transmission all the way out of the vehicle to figure out what's going on with it. So I had 3 problems when I was working on this car and getting it running, getting it on the road, you know, everything, all that good stuff. Problem number 1, the eBay starter that I had, I thought it was good. It was like one of those high torque mini starters. Anyways, that thing was junk. As a matter of fact, let me pull that thing out. Okay, so this thing was problem number 1. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put a clip in of what this thing was doing, brand new, out of the box, that I threw in there. And right now it just has a factory starter in it. But anyways, here's the clip. Okay, so as you can see, the car would not start unless it was seeing like something crazy like 13 volts or whatever. I didn't do the amperage test or anything like that. Saw that people were putting like Ford solenoids behind it and then jumping that over and bypassing the actual solenoid that's on it because it's like a 3 horsepower starter. Either way, it's probably still good, but it's not going to work for this application, so not going to work. So it just has a factory 5.3 liter starter on there, fires up every single time. Fix that issue. Problem number 2 that I was having. Problem number 2 was I wanted this car to have power steering. I kind of wanted AC, but then like AC was kind of like hard because I didn't have all the AC stuff when I got this car because I got the car wrecked. So the other problem I've been having is with, let me grab a flashlight. This power steering pump. So the problem I've been having with this is that this fitting right there, see if I can get that focus. That fitting right there that hangs right off the back, that was leaking. And I'm actually using a conversion line that I bought off of eBay from some guy for $60, super cheap. The line is not the problem. The fitting that goes in the back of that is the problem. So what that looks like is, that kind of looks like this. This is exactly it. So this is what goes into the power steering pump. This is a conversion fitting that goes to that line that you can buy off of eBay. I forgot the guy's name. Or either way, that's not important. But either way, this is a 6AN. This is your factory Chevy stuff. And it was leaking from in between here. So I went through like 3 different fittings trying to figure one that works. I finally just ended up using some of that pipe dope right there. I came from the oil field, so yeah, put some pipe dope on there, kind of fixed the problem. Still leaks a little bit, but anyways, I ended up ordering a fitting where this piece and this piece, the bottom half and the top half, is the same. That hasn't showed up, but I'm pretty sure that's going to fix my problem completely. Won't have any leaks. So that was problem number 2 I had with this car after I got it running. The last problem I have with this car is a problem that I'm going to fix, and this is where everybody's going to benefit from, because I made a mistake somewhere in between. Well, I don't know if I made a mistake. I might have made a mistake, but anyways, there's a problem somewhere in between the transmission and the engine. So I got to pull this engine and transmission all the way back out, because what happens is whenever I give it the beans, as a matter of fact, insert a clip of me giving it the beans. Okay. Probably saw that clip when I was ripping it. But anyways, whenever I give it the beans and get on the gas, smoke just starts pouring out of the passenger side tunnel, and it comes from inside of the tunnel that's, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, anyway, smoke comes out of where the passenger side head is at, and I know it's coming from in between the transmission and engine. I don't know exactly what it is, but that's my goal, is to figure out what problem number 3 is. So this car can actually be something that I can fully enjoy. It has no leaks, and I can take it to the track and just beat the hell out of it. Probably gonna blow it up. Not mad about it, because this is basically the simplest budget build for a 240 that you can do. Phytech Junkyard LS, accessories, LS1 water pump, CD009 transmission, Collins drive shaft, Collins adapter kit, ISR everything else, headers, Y-pipe, eBay catback out the back, 300 plus horsepower car. That simple. So I'm gonna get this thing up on jacks and might start working on it. As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna start working on it because I'm gonna get something to eat. So I really don't know what else to say. Once I start working on this thing, which is gonna be today, I'll probably make another video of me tearing this thing down. Ooh, I like that camera angle. Yeah. Oh, other thing, I motor swapped this car in my 1-car garage with this much space. So there's the car. I had it parked just like that. And there's the wall. There's my engine hoist. So yeah. Oh, and I got my big toolbox in here. If this wasn't in here, it would probably be a lot easier, but yeah. So this just goes to show you don't need a big shop, you know, a whole bunch of tools. Well, a whole lot of tools would help you out a lot, but to be able to do this swap, you don't need a lot of space, and you don't need a whole lot of like fancy tools. It's just basic tools and ordering parts at work. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So either way, I'm gonna get cracking on this thing. I might make a video. Well, no, I am gonna make a video of me actually working on it, but I kind of just want to start uploading stuff onto my channel. So if you guys want to see the progress with this build, I'm going to be uploading a lot more. I know I said that in the last video, but I'm definitely going to start uploading a lot more and kind of building my channel with this stuff. I got a couple of other project cars and storage and other places that I really want to do, but I want to finish this car because this is probably one of my favorite cars. And what do you guys think I should do with it? Should I drift it? Should I drag it? Should I fix it up and make it clean? I don't know. Either way, you guys let me know what I should do. If you have any questions about any of the parts or anything, just hit me up on Instagram under Beacon Build It, or you can just leave a comment. And that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.